Okay, welcome everybody to our final April is ASC month meeting. We are doing something a little different today because we brought in, as all of you know, we're a Cisco Academy Support Center, but we also support multiple other programs. We support the VMware Academy, we support the Palo Alto Academy, and we also support the Red Hat Academy for anybody who is underneath us as a Cisco Academy. We do that at no additional cost. So if you're already paying the $600 support fee, we will help you with any of the other academies as much as we can. In light of that, I wanted to invite Susan Cofield from the VMware IT Academy to come on and give you an update on what's going on in the VMware IT Academy. Kim Yohannan will be here from the Palo Alto Academy. And then we have Jeff Dobe, I think I may pronounce your name wrong there, Jeff, sorry, from Red Hat, and Leah, who is a new Red Hat team member who has come on board. So we're going to go through these. Our agenda for today, as you can see, is Susan's going to go first, and then Kim and Jeff, and then we will finish up with a little Q&A. And also I have a link to a survey that I would like for you to do for me, if you don't mind doing that, so we can get some feedback on this April is ASC month that we've been doing. So what I'm going to do at this point now is I'm going to stop my sharing, Susan, and you will be able to share your screen and share your slides directly from your machine.
Great.
And we will let you go right ahead and get started. And I am going to stop my video camera and mute myself. But if you do need me, just let me know.
All right, thank you, Kelly. Good afternoon, everybody. I see a lot of familiar faces, and I see some that I think I know, but I'm not sure if we've met before. But I really appreciate the invitation, Kelly and Brandon, to the call today. I hope the 30 minutes will be informative and beneficial, talking about some new things that we have coming out, and also answer any questions that you have at the end. I manage the IT Academy program for North America, so I get to talk to a lot of schools from all over and hear from instructors like yourself on how they're using VMware, how they're integrating it into their program of study, or we have a lot of colleges that just want to use our software for the NDG labs or for high-end computer projects or whatever the case may be. But I'd love for you to just raise your hand in the chat window. You can go up to the reactions. And if you are using our program at all, if you'll just put that in the chat window, because I'd love to see who all is using our software, or if they're using our curriculum as part of your IT program. Okay, see some of y'all raising your hand. I know Stephen's been using it for a while, so awesome. I know Kirby. Okay, just wanted to see if we had how many folks have been using our program and possibly others that are thinking about it. So I'll just jump right in. We'll talk about jobs and how they are connected with IT certifications around VMware. Also vouchers, certifications. We'll provide the knowledge for the software, for all of the teaching resources, and really make it a valuable experience for the student. We provide software to all of those institutions that are using it for like their high-end computer projects, like University of South Carolina and some of the other universities in North Carolina. North Carolina, I know Kelly is based in North Carolina, but he serves a lot of people all over. So if you're interested in connecting or knowing about other schools in your particular state that are using and leveraging our program, I'll be glad to share that with you as well. So I'm having a little difficulty with my little
let me step in just one second, Susan. Brandon Crump is here, folks, and Brandon is the head of our IT Academy. So he's got his VMware shirt on there, I do believe, but he's the head of our VMware IT Academy and it's kind of my lead for questions. So if you do ask questions of us, I usually just forward them directly to Brandon. But he's a good contact. If you have questions about the Academy itself, he's a good one to send emails to and to get information from. So thank you, Susan. Sorry.
Thank you, Kelly. Some people may think of VMware as just virtualization, and back in the day, that's probably what we just were, was virtualization, but we really touch a lot of different domains. You can see all the different areas and technology that VMware is running. We're kind of under the hood. A lot of people don't even know that they're running VMware in the classroom or in their IT department. We do a lot around app modernization, multi-cloud, digital workspace, virtual cloud network, and intrinsic security. So every time that we're thinking about new curriculum, we have to focus on our business and what VMware is all about, but we also want to tie that to job skills and what your students are going to be getting when they go through one of our programs or even some of the other programs that are out there. So we're much bigger than you may think or know about. And I know I've been with VMware for a little over 4 years. And so we've really gotten into a lot of different new technology areas, which is very exciting. We have some entry-level skill courses for those that don't know anything about virtualization or VMware. We also have some core skills that I'll introduce in just a minute that are brand new courses. And then we have those professional level skills for those that are really wanting those higher level paying jobs and ones that have been in the workplace for a little bit and a lot more advanced certifications. So we really do want to focus on the app. Tanzu is one of our most popular products that we hope to add to our portfolio so that you can start offering that, or maybe your other department in computer science would be interested in that. So I want to roll out our new VMware Certified Technical Associate certifications. These are brand new courses that are probably about 10 to 15 minutes, or excuse me, 10 to 15 hours each. You don't have to really adopt this course probably at a state level. It'd be much easier just to integrate this into probably one of your existing programs of study. We do have certifications that are tied to each of the courses. And we also have simulations that are also integrated into each of the courses. So the first one is data center virtualization, and that one is out today. So if you're a current IT Academy, you may want to look under your e-learning tab to be able to access that particular course. The DCV will actually give the student the ability to master the core skills to operate a modern data center. So that one has about 55 simulations that are included into that particular course. So that's in all the courses I'm showing you today are included in your annual subscription, and I can get into more details in that in just a little bit. The second one that we have coming out is network virtualization, and it's going to reward the student for mastering the core skills to operate a software-defined network. The next one is security, and this is all around cybersecurity. This particular course will be released this summer. We have cloud management and automation. That particular course will help the student master those skills to operate a cloud environment. Having a look at my notes because this is brand new. So bear with me. And then we also have modern apps for those students that are interested in programming and also creating the apps in Tanzu. And then we also have one called Digital Business Transformation. Our more advanced courses, which Stanley is teaching, and I know some other ones, other schools on the call are also offering this, is data center virtualization. This particular course, along with the Optimize and Scale, will give that student a very high-level certification that is a foundation for all the other advanced courses and certifications that a student may be interested in. It is intense. It's 40 hours for the first course, and it's 40 hours for the second course, which is Optimize and Scale. So there is one exam that we're going to be rolling out for that particular course. So if you're interested in learning more about that and have more questions, you can reach out to me or Brandon. So all of our courses offer badges, certifications, as well as vouchers. All of you I know have been leveraging Network Development Group, NDG. They have been very instrumental in creating some entry-level courses that are free and available to anybody and everybody. So if you're interested in going to their website and registering yourself or your students, they can go through the 3 courses that are listed here, which are cloud and virtualization, software-defined storage, and network virtualization. Each of these courses are probably about 10 hours each, and it does give the learner a badge at the very end, not a certification, but it's a great foundation course that you can easily adopt in your existing program. The VMware Certified Technical Associate, I just went over, and those are tied to a certification, and they give students that entry-level core skills that will jumpstart them if they're interested in the more professional data center virtualization course. So I really encourage you to look at your area and where you live. Sometimes I like to pull some of the salaries and job postings from Indeed.com, or you can look on whatever local job board that you have in your particular city. Since I live in Atlanta, it's probably going to be a little bit higher than Albemarle and some of the other cities, but I did pull Atlanta, and the average salary for someone that may have a 2-year degree and a certification and experience could be anywhere from 100 to 141,000. As you will know, NDG is one of our strong partners that have developed virtual labs, which many of you may be using, that's tied and correlated directly to ICM and ONS for the data center virtualization. You can easily reach out to them if you're interested in having them host your labs, and I'm sure Kelly or Brandon can help you with that as well, because I know you use that for Cisco and some of your other IT vendors. We're right in the middle of changing our learning platform. So today we are actually using Cavuto to distribute all of our teaching resources. But in the coming weeks, we're moving to Desire to Learn, or D2L. And that will be a new partnership where you'll be able to download all of your content, your ebooks, the labs, the certification vouchers. So it'll be a one-stop shop and probably a little bit more engaging than the current partner, which has been great, Cavuto. So we're real excited about this new partnership. And I think you'll find the user experience really an easy one, and hopefully one that will be friendly to your students and be able to add and customize additional videos and tests and things like that. The software that's included with your subscription is what you see here. If you subscribe to our program, each student and each teacher that's part of your program will receive 1 license per year. We have a lot of schools that just want Workstation Pro and Workstation Player so they can virtualize their machines. And that's fine too. They may not be ready to teach DCV or some of our more advanced courses, but they just want to leverage our software. So that's included in your license, and that everything you see here from NSX, which is network security, to vSAN is included in your annual subscription. So some of you may be wondering, well, Susan, where do I go for training? We have several options. Of course, Stanley is one of our regionals, so that you're able to provide or go to training under Stanley. You can study on your own, or we also have some on-demand videos that are free through VMware as part of your annual subscription. And they're pretty good videos. A lot of our commercial training partners also leverage these videos. I guess if you were to go purchase those off the street, it would be about $4,000, but we're including that in your subscription too. We also have a ton of learning resources. This is a great new site, Connect Learning, that has exam guide reviews. It has videos. It has webinars and just a wealth of information to help you jumpstart your program. And it's also very good for your students as well. We have a wealth of information on our website, so I encourage you to look at that. You can just Google VMware IT Academy, and pretty much everything that I'm going over today will be posted on our website so that you can do a deeper dive if you so choose to learn more about some of our courses and resources. I'm not going to cover that one, but follow us on social media. We've got some really good videos. I know Brandon's on there and some other folks, VMware engineers talking about their career path. If you want to show that to your students, they've got some really good stories and lessons learned on how they got started into IT. What would they do differently, and some good advice to give your students if they're interested in this path. VMUG is a users group that's available in all of the cities. You can join for free. They've really got some good training, discounts. They have a lot of webinars. You can join Atlanta, or you can join Charlotte or any of the other cities to see what they have available and be able to attend some of their virtual calls. So if you're interested in becoming an academy, you can sign up on our website. It's a very simple form. I will approve you, and then once you pay your subscription, you'll have access to all of the training materials. And I will give you access to the training videos if you're interested in those. You do not have to be certified in order to teach VMware. Some of you may be wondering if you do, but we're a little bit relaxed in that particular aspect. So you don't have to go be certified to teach any of our courses around VMware. So I'm going to pause there. I don't even know what time it is, Kelly, to see if I have gone over, but it looks like we've got about 10 minutes for some questions.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. No problem at all.
Okay.
Any questions on the program itself? I know I had posted in chat, one of the things that you need to think about is most of you have an introduction to virtualization class. You look for content for that class. Well, the VCTA and those free modules from NDG are really good for those classes, for that type of class. And then as you get into the more advanced, so let's say after you do your introduction to virtualization, then you get into install, configure, manage could be the more advanced class that you would do. And then of course, we really recommend if a student, unless they work daily with VMware, we recommend that they do both install, configure, manage, and optimize and scale before they try to take the VCP exam. Otherwise, they will get they usually get slapped pretty hard if they don't do that. So, Steve, do you have a question? I think you come off mute.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wanted to ask Susan to help us instructors that struggle a little bit with VMware. Could you maybe send out, last time I was supposed to have updated my vSphere 2
Okay.
years before I did. And then when I went to update it, I couldn't update it. I had to blast everything out and rebuild because I had waited too late. Is there any way you could just send an update out periodically to the VMware Academy instructors and say, maybe it's time to upgrade to this platform of vSphere, or to be looking towards going to this level if you're not already there?
Are you getting any communication, Steve, from us? Like we send out a newsletter. Have you received any of that?
I don't think so, Susan.
Okay.
Do you do that?
Yes, we do.
Well, that would be nice.
We have a feeling it's going into the spam folder. So we need to check on that and make sure that you're getting our
Okay.
communication. So that's where we put everything. And also on our website is where we update hopefully everything as well.
I do want to warn everyone, if you are running NetLabs, they are not currently supporting version 7. So do not update to version 7, for your ESXi. I think if I'm not mistaken, Brandon, 6.7 is as far as it goes right now for support if you're running NetLabs on your back end.
Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. If you run on your NetLabs infrastructure on your back end, I think, like Kelly said, they're either at 6.5 or 6.7. I'd have to verify. Do not upgrade your infrastructure to 7.0 as of yet. However, you can run the version 7 NetLabs pods on ESL on 6.7 right now. They do work. And I know Kelly supports you all sometime with questions, and when you're actually updating your infrastructure. I put my email in the chat, and if any of you have any questions or concerns, if you're still on 6.5 or 6.0 or any of that, I'll be more than happy to do a call with you or a Zoom call and go over updating your back end infrastructure to get it updated as well to help you out. And I know I've helped a few people that's already on this call. I don't know unless you ask. So please reach out. Feel free to reach out to me with questions. I normally got a pretty good response time within 24 hours. And like I said, I'll be more than happy to help any of you, but just do not go past 6.7 on your back end infrastructure.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll help you. Just contact Steve. He'll contact Brandon. He knows all the tricks because we've upgraded ours recently too. And I had a question here from Mike Smith. What do you do to upgrade to get off the Flash ESXi interface? Let's also schedule a meeting, Mike, with you and Brandon on that one, so you can talk about. Basically, you've got ESXi loaded to the Flash to a Flash card. You can upgrade. If you've got a flash drive or a small flash drive in your server, there's a way to upgrade that version. But we can get a meeting with Brandon on that one.
I think Richard has a question. Hey,
ahead,
Richard.
Hey, Sue, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
Good to-
thanks. Hey,
good to hear your voice.
I walked in about 10 minutes late on this one.
Okay.
Tell me again, when is the changeover on the interface for the VMware Academy?
We're 99%. We got one more little hoop to jump through, but I think it's going to be probably 2 to 3 weeks.
Right, to switch over from the Cavuto
Just-
interface?
Yes, but if you're with Cavuto now, you're going to stay with them until your subscription expires, unless you want to pay again, and start over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just stay where you are until it goes away.
Okay, I'll have to take a check on it. And I heard somebody else mention, I think I've been missing those newsletters also myself.
Okay.
But I'll take a look. Is it because generally in the subject line, are we always going to see the words VMware or Academy in there?
I think it says Smart IT Academy.
Smart. Okay.
I believe that's, and I'm not sure what it's from. It's one of our digital marketing.
Right.
So
okay,
let me look, and I'll send you a couple of them so you can see them.
I'll keep an eye out for Smart IT. I could have seen it and just not realized it and said, "Oh, what's that?" and just clicked on the delete button.
Well, we need to post them to our website, so we need
Okay.
to. I'm going to recommend that, so
Right.
you don't have to, so you can get them all the time.
Okay, thanks, Susan.
Oh, you're welcome.
Susan, there was a question about fee structure, so I don't know if you want to touch on that.
Oh yeah, sure.
For the Academy itself.
I'm gonna talk about what the fee is for D2L because it is a little bit, that's where we're going. So it is a little bit different than what we have now. We're going to a per seat basis. So the fee will be 300. I know this is an odd number, but it's $330 for 200 students. If you have more than that, 400 students, I believe it's going to be $505. So awkward numbers, I know, but that's what we're going to. We've had sort of an unlimited departmental pricing structure in the past, but we have to. We're having to move to the new fee structure. So it's 200 students per year, Constance. Yeah. So it would be $330 per year for 200 students. And you may even want to, talk to another department so that y'all can, if you only have 30 or 40 students, you guys can share your portal with another department. So I think that will be something different, Brandon and Kelly, that, we haven't done before. Any other questions on the pricing or any of the courses that we have coming out?
Now, when you say sharing between, I guess, are you saying internal or are you saying you can share between schools?
No, you can just share within your school.
Just
Okay.
internal, Brian.
Yes, yeah. So it used to be, not to confuse the conversation, but it used to be by department, only. So just computer science department and then the business department, they would have to purchase 2 separate subscriptions.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to maybe share the load with another department, with some departments just want workstation. The computer science department at your school, I guarantee you, they would love to probably share it with you and just leverage the software.
And that's pretty close to what the prices were previously with the, I think it was like $250 for
Right.
for a single department. And so now for most schools, it's going to be between the $250 and $500 range.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it could actually help schools that have multiple departments sharing at that time. So I do see benefit in that
Mm-hmm.
for the larger schools.
And I know for those of you who were thinking about implementing the program, Brandon and Kelly have been a great partner. As you already know, you've been working with them for quite some time, but they've helped me a lot, just learning a lot about the courses and some of the technical questions that I can't answer. But I just want to thank them for their partnership, because, that's really what it's all about. It's industry partnerships. Kelly and Brandon have done a lot with veterans. There's anything I can help you with at your particular school, I welcome a one-on-one call and help you get started, or help answer any questions that you may not want to ask on the call today. I'll be happy to do that. Any other questions? Am I too late, too early? Are we waiting on Kim? Just I'm a little bit
Well, I'm
early.
gonna have to, Jeff, if it's okay, I'm gonna move you up to do Kim's slot. Kim she's actually in the middle of doing something, so she'll have to come in a little bit later. But any other questions on the VMware Academy? Good. All right. Like I said, if you have issues about anything with the VMware Academy, we will support you on those issues. And again, if you're needing updated infrastructure on the back end or any of those things, Brandon is our data center lead and has been doing those things. So there's some tricks we've kind of learned on some items like vCenter. We don't really typically even upgrade it. We just install a new one, which is a little weird, but we've kind of got it figured out. So thank you very much, Susan. Thank you so much. Many
Thanks,
of you remember
Kelly.
Susan used to work for Cisco years and years ago.
Years
So,
and years ago.
Susan.
Yeah,
thank you
good
very
seeing
much.
everybody. I'm gonna go finish packing my house up, so
Please
I
do
don't,
not.
I
Hold a
don't
minute
become
before
a
you
crazy
leave.
lady.
I'm gonna take away your co-host permission, so when you
Sounds
leave, it
good.
won't turn off the whole thing. So, all right,
Thanks,
you're good.
everybody.
You're good. Thank you. Good
Bye-bye.
luck with the move.
Okay, thanks.
All right, everyone. So, Jeff, are you here? We have Brandon's got his red hat. Brandon's gonna move between different programs. Jeff, if you're here, you can unmute yourself, and I do have you as a co-host. If Jeff is available, or Leah, you also, if you want to go ahead. Yep.
Let me get Jeff. I think he might have been thinking we were going up next and didn't hear the part about getting bumped up. Hold on
That's
one
okay.
second.
You're fine. And if I need to fill some time, I can do that too. I'm good at it. In fact, I will actually talk a little bit about, we'll let ZZ Top over there dance a little bit and we'll see. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here, folks. This is a link to our a survey for SurveyMonkey, so that you can look. That April has been the ASC month. We've had 4 separate 2-hour meetings, or right around 2 hours. So I'd like to get your opinions on whether or not this was useful and helpful, and whether or not you think maybe we should start doing 1 per month anyway, or 1 for every 2 months, so that we can continue the discussions. I think it's been very helpful. We've had good responses with people watching the recorded videos too. So I've been very impressed with that. So it's been nice, very nice that we've had such good participation in our meetings. I will again stress to you, we've got this summer ITC classes starting June 2nd through August 11th. You should have got an email today, or should have gotten an email today. If you are actually in the grant, it would have told you that you've been selected and you need to get on the registration list and say that you want to take your course. So Hopefully you remember what course you requested. I do have it on my list, so if you forgot, I can remind you, but hopefully you remember what course you actually requested for the summer. We're going to end up providing almost 80 different classes this summer for instructors for free in our Cisco Academy. So that's really neat. Okay.
All right, we've got Jeff.
Got Jeff back. Okay, Jeff, great. Jeff, you should be a co-host. I'm sorry, I need to bump you up if you don't mind to go ahead and go while we're waiting on Kim. Kim had to do something, had a family emergency come up. So if I can bump you forward, that would be great. If you have the ability to share your screens, I'll stop my share and you can share your screen and go from there. Jeff, folks with the Red Hat Academy. And so thank you very much, Jeff, for being here. And I'll let you get started.
Perfect. And can you see my screen, Kelly?
Yes, sir. We definitely can.
Perfect. Yeah, I apologize. I had to step away where it had a bird's nest and we got baby birds flying on our porch and I had to get someone to help us remove them. And so they just showed up. But hopefully, I think we're good. We're good on that front.
Good.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate it, Kelly. And some of you might have met many of you at one point. My name is Jeff Dubay and I'm an engagement specialist with Red Hat Academy. I also have Leah here, who is the newest member of the Red Hat Academy team. So we'll be getting to know her throughout the process. But super excited to be here. So thank you again, Kelly. So I know some of you are Red Hat Academies and some of you are not. So just going to fly through, what the program is and the benefits to you all, as well as just give some updates for folks who are current academies. So one of the things I wanted to point out, and I know it's been mentioned a little bit already, is digital transformation. And so that's something, that's a buzzword you're going to be hearing in the tech industry, is digital transformation. And one of the things that companies that are going through this digital transformation are facing is the gap in their IT talent and skills gap. And with digital transformation, that's not just like a focus on just the technology and the software. It's really just a focus on companies as a whole, the way that they're doing things, that the processes they're putting in place. And really, it's just a real new perspective that companies are taking on. And so IT talent and skills gap is a huge one. And along with the digital transformation process, the biggest sort of factor in their success that companies are using to measure that is cloud. So really implementing cloud technologies is a huge sort of focus point for companies. And when it comes to Red Hat, one of the products that many of you are aware of at this point is OpenShift. And so when it comes to OpenShift, we have thousands of customers globally. So if you just go through this, we have, Volvo, Best Buy, ExxonMobil, BMW, T-Mobile. So we have a ton of companies globally that are taking advantage of OpenShift. And so as far as, Red Hat Academy and how this relates to you all, there's a huge opportunity for some of you that are already taking advantage of it, and some of you we'd really love for you to join us. So when it comes to Red Hat Academy, we're a no-cost program to partner with us. So you get to partner with a recognized leader of Linux, where we offer you different Linux, cloud, and other dev courses that allow your students to grow. And our main goal for the Academy is to really help your students to become more marketable and help them to upskill and be when employers are going out there, like a Volvo or Best Buy, and they're looking for someone who has the skills that they need. And so with like digital transformation, as I mentioned earlier, the one of the things that they're really focused on is upskilling their employees. And well, I'm sure you all know that it's a little bit cheaper to hire a new grad than it is to hire an employee that or someone who's had 5 years worth of experience. But if they have a certification and it's the same thing, then right there it's probably cheaper for them to hire that person with the certification. And so we're really trying to make your students more marketable and help them and help them the skills that they need to be successful. As far as instructors go, we're really giving you all the ability to get your hands on a really high quality IT curriculum that we're building out. We'll give you the ability to take certification exams, do train the trainer models as far as the curriculum. You get to see how the curriculum's taught. And really stay current with the trends in technology when it comes to our curriculum. Again, for the students, they're learning in-demand scales. They also get discounted exams, and they're also getting to look at this curriculum that is really, up to date, it is current, and really going to help them gain that valuable hands-on experience. And so when it comes to Red Hat Academy, we're really, hands-on. So we really do believe in getting the hands-on in practice and really helping students learn and understand what they're doing and why they're doing it, as opposed to just understanding a concept. We're forcing them to get into the lab environments and learn how to actually do the skills that they're going to need to be successful in the workplace. The resources, these are, standardized materials that we're building out ourselves, and it's going to be delivered to you in just a very standard way and to be helpful for you all in building out your courses. Again, we have that train the trainer model where we're helping the instructors learn the material and be able to deliver it in a way that is going to be beneficial for the students. The validation, like I mentioned, the certifications and the preliminary exams that students will get the discount prices on. Then finally, again, the curriculum is, it's on demand for instructors, but also the students will get access to the free curriculum that we have to offer. So when it comes to Red Hat Academy, I've mentioned the curriculum a few times, but I actually want to show you what curriculum that we have to offer. So we have 8 courses that in our current suite of courses that we are offering. I would say our 2 most popular ones are the ones with the check marks. That's the System Admin 1, the System Admin 2 courses. And then after that, we have our Ansible courses, Ansible course, I shouldn't say courses. And then we have our cloud computing courses, which I've already mentioned as far as digital transformation, the importance of cloud and how, that is really where the direction is moving. And you saw VMware present earlier about their hybrid cloud and just cloud in general. And so it's really becoming a trend within the software industry. So we have the cloud computing courses and then the middleware development. So I would say that DO 180, that DO 101, DO 101 course, I will touch on here in a little bit. So as far as the standardized materials, as part of being in the academy, we give you access to the HTML of our textbooks for free. So students are getting access to that on our learning portal, and it's free. They can access it on the platform. It doesn't cost anything. So can't stress that enough. And then we also have the ebook and the printed version of the books, but those do come at a cost. But because we offer an HTML format, there's really no reason to go out for that. And then we have the real world course content. And so what I mean by that is our curriculum team, they work closely with our consultants, our customer teams, and really what they're doing is they're taking use cases from there. So situations that arise with the customer, and they're using that to build out the curriculum to give the students real world experience and what it is that they're trying to access. Or not access, but I guess what they're giving real world experience and what they need to know in order to gain the skills that they need. And then it comes in 9 different languages. And so hopefully that won't impact many of you, but that is very, we're building out globally, and we're going to continue adding more languages as we see need. And then finally, I've mentioned the HTML and the content, and so we host it on our Red Hat Academy portal that we launched last fall. And so a number of you are already on it, and then we're looking forward to getting more of you on it to really help push the consumption of our information. And so as far as the Red Hat Academy Learning Portal goes, so I mentioned that we did launch this in September, and essentially what it is just a centralized location for you all to create your courses, for you to create any cool tools that you might need for teaching. And it's a great place for you to essentially, keep a center point for the course as opposed to, getting the course content elsewhere. I would say it's very similar to a Canvas or a Blackboard. And like I said, it's just launched in September, so we're still building out a lot of the new features, and we're really excited about some of the new ones that are coming down the pipeline. It's easily accessible for students. Again, once you give them access to the course, all they need to do is log in, and they'll be able to access the course content that you're giving them access to as a student. And again, it's really flexible for you all as far as creating the courses. The instructor training that you all get as part of being the academy instructors, the video classroom stuff that is on there for you to learn from our training experts. And then also you can use it for communicating with students if you wanted to use announcements or reach out to them about certain things as part of the course. So as far as the lab environments go, we have three different options. So we have the do it yourself, which is a no fee. So we give you those lab images. They are KVM, and so you can use those and spin them up on your machines to host the labs for your students. If you have a NetLab Plus system and you're taking that avenue, NetLab has the images and you can access them through that. And so if you are an academy and you have NetLab Plus, just let them know and we'll get you everything's taken care of on that end. And then the third one is we have cloud partners who can host the labs on their websites. So we have NDG and InfoSec Learning, and they'll host it on that. And that one does come at a fee because it is $50 per student for 6 months. But it's a great resource if you have students who don't have laptops that aren't powerful enough to run the labs. If you have, and because a lot of people are doing remote learning still, this is a great option because it gives the ability for students to just do it at home. So I've mentioned this a few times, but again, for the academies, the instructors, you all get discounted exams. So you get 75% off. And then you also get access to our on-demand training, which is on the platform. So with this on-demand training, it's the video classrooms for each of the courses offered in our suite being taught by Red Hat trainers. And so you get to see how our Red Hat training team teaches it at the commercial level. So then that allows you to basically come into your classroom, teach that content and see, really see how it's being taught. And so that way it helps you with your delivery. And these courses, they if you were to come from a commercial side or just do it on your own, those do cost thousands of dollars an individual, and we're giving those to you all for free, so you can learn that information. Then hopefully you can go and get certified. So again, the exams. One of the things about Red Hat exams, as most of you know, is they're 100% performance based, and so we have created I'm going to start at the bottom. We've created the preliminary exams, and those are they're 100% performance based as well, but they help students with preparing for the actual exams, and they're cheaper and they're shorter. So our normal certification exams run the 3 to 4 hours, and the preliminary exam is only about an hour long. But again, instructors, you all get that 75% off, and students get the 50% off. And I would say, we just launched remote exams, which is really great. So students aren't having to go to a testing center. So if you live in somewhere, you don't have to drive down to Raleigh, you don't have to, or drive to Fayetteville or wherever you can find a testing center. Your students can really take it remotely wherever they are, as long as they meet the requirements for the laptops. So as far as the certification goes, these are the 4 certifications that we have to offer. So the system administrator, the engineer, the enterprise application developer, and then the specialist in containers and Kubernetes. And so we really, the EX200 is probably our most popular, and we want to get more people to take that. And then we have the Ansible one, which is the certified engineer, which is another really popular one as well. So we're really pushing these certifications because we really want to make sure your students have the skills to really be successful in their careers. Then I've mentioned the preliminary exam. So we have the PE 124. So that can be taken after the System Admin 1 course. And so the normal cert is after System Admin 1 and 2. But this preliminary exam is really to help your students be comfortable with the testing format that we have, as far as it being 100% performance-based, and really to help them be more confident with being prepared for it. And so how can you leverage RHA to help your students meet industry demands? And so, we've talked about cloud, and really, the skills gap is really become a cloud skills crisis, I guess you could say. So it's in demand. So, it's 94% of IT decision makers are finding it somewhat difficult or very difficult to find DevOps, SRE professionals, cloud native developers, and multi-cloud operators. And so really the demand is there. And then as far as, IT hiring managers go, 64% of them are having issues finding, they're seeking out cloud content talent. So cloud, people who know how to do it, people who can do it. And then one of the really cool things I think, and this is something that you all should keep your eyes out for, and Red Hat Academy is as well, is 40% of IT managers are investing in like sponsor programs like we're doing here, where they can create a pipeline from university to job. So a lot of industries and companies are really trying to find the opportunities to do this. And so Red Hat Academy is working on that, but I really encourage you all, when those opportunities arise, to investigate them as well, because it's something that everyone's trying to do. Like I said, upskilling isn't a priority, and it's easier for them just to pluck people out than to send their employees to some sort of training. And so with Red Hat Academy, you're able to, provide your students with the cloud skills that they need. And so again, I've mentioned a few times, is increased value of the job market, where they're gaining the skill that's really in demand, and we offer that within our program. And also it's going to further develop and strengthen those Linux skills that they're going to need as well. And then as far as the two courses go that we have to offer, we have the DO 180 course and the DO 101 course. And so for those courses, and this is a really cool feature that I know some of our RHA partners don't know about, or they do know about and they forgot, but we actually host the DO 180 and the DO 101 labs on our platform. So you don't have to spin them up on your machines. You don't have to have a NetLab Plus system. You don't have to pay MDG or InfoSec Learning. They are in our platform. You're able to just log in. This is what it looks like if you were to log in today and create a class for your students. And so we really want to make sure you all know that it's easily accessible for your students. So even if you have students who are interested in it and you're not teaching it in an official capacity, but it is a degree seeking student at your school, I would definitely encourage you to have students who are interested, or maybe a club or organization that wants to investigate it. I would really encourage you to have them look at this and go through it, because it is a really great course. Both of them are. And so as far as the two courses go, we do have the DO 101. And so this is a very developer focused course. So it's really meant for those that are interested in development and building applications. And it is a shortened course, so it's not going to fill up a full semester that you might have, but I would recommend that you all just go through it there and really see if there's anything that would be applicable to your students. And really, to be successful, I think in this particular course, students will need to have a solid understanding of programming. And then as a result of this particular course, as completing one, sorry, I got distracted by the text that's going through the chat box right now. But yeah, so as a result of this one, students will be able to deploy and update applications on OpenShift 4 cluster. So really using OpenShift 4 Web's console, they'll be able to build, deploy, troubleshoot, and scale applications. So again, I would recommend looking at this one, investigating what it has to offer. So you can see the key outcomes on the side as far as configure a cloud application developer environment, deploy applications on OpenShift. But yeah, so I would definitely take a look at this. And if you go to redhat.com and find the Academy page, you'll be able to find the courses that we offer, and you can go through each one of these and see what it is that's on there. And yeah, so Kelly asked about the prereqs. Would you recommend for DO 180? And Mike said RH 134. Would do RH 132 and RH 124 and 134 have some basic knowledge. They don't necessarily need to be certified to be successful, but at least giving them that knowledge to help them out. Thanks, Leah, for putting that link in there. And because 134, we just updated that curriculum in the fall, and actually is a huge update that has, I'm sorry, sidebar here. It has a huge update in the curriculum as far as containers. So the containers was now introduced in 134. All right, so as far as the Red Hat OpenShift 1 containers and Kubernetes, the DO 180 course. So this is a 3-day course, and it's not as long as the other courses, similar to the DO 101. So this I actually would recommend that you teach and combine with other cloud courses. So like an AWS, a Google Clouds, or VMware, match them up with other cloud courses, because obviously at the end of the day, you want to show your students as many different cloud platforms as possible to really help them be, have the skills to be successful. But really in this one, they're, learning to manage containers, and they'll create containers using Podman. So this one, I would say, is one that we're really pushing, and I know Red Hat as a whole, I think OpenShift, they're investing a lot in that. And as far as OpenShift goes, I mean, that's where all the IBM commercials you're seeing as well with their hybrid cloud. You're seeing OpenShift is becoming it's becoming more predominant in the industry. So I definitely would investigate that and add it to your hopefully your courses and those cloud courses that you're teaching. So really, as a result of the OpenShift course, students will be able to perform really the basic tasks in Red Hat OpenShift. And so, like we mentioned, the prereqs for this would be 124, 134, just to have a good background in containers and really to help them be successful in those two courses. And like I said, for those that are part of the academy, these labs are already on the platform. And so you don't have to worry about spinning up the machines. And so if you signed up today or you're already in academy and you make the class, those labs are already accessible. So yeah, so that is basically it. Are there any questions? I'll see if there's anything in our chat. Let's see.
I think it's excellent to know that with the containers, Kubernetes, and OpenShift, the progression is do RH 124, RH 134, and then do the DO 180. And that would be an excellent path for somebody. If you were looking at trying to do even a certificate in Linux skills, that would be a really good certificate, continuing education or curriculum certificate to do those three. And then maybe, like I said, throw in AWS, the first AWS class as part of that with DO 180.
Yep. And Jeff had mentioned the partnership with VMware and maybe AWS. Well, those of you that are already a VMware IT Academy, on the e-learning tab, you have a Kube Academy link, and it's got the Kube Academy courses that has Kubernetes and containers, and it's all video based for that. So that would complement what Jeff was talking about well, in my opinion.
Yeah, and real quick, Mike just asked about the possibility of PE 134. I don't see that coming down the pipeline because you have the 124, and then after 134, it's really the system administrator certification and stuff. I mean, I can pitch that to the certification team, but I don't know how much they'll buy into that.
So just to kind of jump on that, the only reason I'm asking is because we're using the preliminary exam 124 as my final for the first Linux, and I'm not sure if the college would be cool with like the EX200 would cover both class materials, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you could justify that as a final for a second separate course.
Yeah, and I totally get that, and I think that's something I can pitch that to our curriculum team. I think if the demand is there, that's definitely something that they jump on. But I think as far as the preliminary exams go right now, the PE 124, I think they'll need to see the proof in the numbers before they make a PE 134. So if we can get, I guess that's sort of a little pitch on our end. If you all can get more folks to take the PE 124 and really get the demand there, then we can say, well, hey, we've got thousands of students taking this PE 124. Can we get a PE 134? I think by having those numbers, it'll be a little easier to negotiate that.
That's definitely a fair point. Jeff, thank you. Anybody else have any questions for Jeff or Leah? I am going to remove your co-host permissions. So if y'all do have to drop, you will accidentally end the session for everyone.
So I should do things before you drop my my co-host stuff. I can start breakout rooms.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's why I immediately removed it. I don't want you
Okay.
causing problems. No, I'm just
Well, thank you very much, Kelly. Appreciate it. And for those of you that are interested in the academy, I'm going to put my email in the chat. So just feel free to reach out to myself, and we can set up a meeting with Leah and I.
Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And like I said, I'm glad we could get all the other academy groups in here in our April ASC month, because like I said, normally we would have you at our meeting. And Jeff, what this is basically taking the place of is normally we have our meeting before the NCCIA, which is a day-long meeting. But since we were not able to do that, then we tried to make it to where we could get the information out to everybody. So excellent information. If you have any questions, Jeff is going to put his email into the chat, which he has done. And also, again, we can help support you with Red Hat. If you have questions, let us know. Gonda Watson is my primary instructor for Red Hat, and he is typically here. I don't know where Gonda is. He's typically here with his Ebola mask on. So I don't know where Gonda is today. So, but thank you very much, Jeff. And now I believe Kim is here. So Kim, I'm going to, here in just a second, let you
Sure.
get started. Any questions for Kim get started? All right, so we have Kim Yohannan with the Palo Alto Cybersecurity Academy. And so
Oh, hi.
Kim, let you take it away.
Awesome. Hi, thanks for having me today, Kelly. I appreciate you inviting me to this. So I know I already saw from the participants that we already have some folks here that are already Palo Alto Networks Cybersecurity Academies. So that's great. So I'm not going to go through super lots of detail. I wanted to keep this kind of tight, but an update for those that are kind of Academy member, that are already Academy members, and for those that may not be, for them to have enough information to learn about the Academy. So basically, we have the Cybersecurity Academy because we want to help, address that skills gap here. It's about 2.3 million jobs. And so we created the program in 2013, and the goal is really to help provide the curriculum and technology to institutions so that they can provide students necessary skills they need to be successful in the cybersecurity field. Today, we have about 1,500 academies in 75 plus countries. What you get as a member is, as I mentioned, curriculum, entry level through intermediate courses and labs, faculty training, self-paced and online synchronous classes, virtual firewall licenses. So VM50 is fully bundled, and we have certification discount vouchers for our PCCET and our PCNSA. How the curriculum evolves. So here on the left is the previous Academy curriculum. And we went through an update in February, and really the biggest update here is at this lower level, our PCCSA certification, our entry level cert updated, and the name was changed to PCCET, Palo Alto Networks Certified Cybersecurity Entry Level Technician. It's a mouthful. The good news is what academies are already teaching, if they're using these courses, is definitely, we've just combined and updated the courses. So what you've already been trained on, or what you're already teaching, is still relevant. So what we did is we took our foundation course, which was 15 hours and no labs, and we updated it to be 30 hours with labs. Gateway and Essentials were combined to create the Network Security Fundamentals course, which is 45 hours with labs. We added Cloud Security Fundamentals and Security Operations Fundamentals, which are each 30 hours. So how it looks now is, and Kelly, just to let me know, is this getting in the way of the slides, the Zoom, since I'm on my laptop?
No, but I would suggest go ahead and turn your video off, because I think it's using a little bit of your bandwidth, so you're dragging.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, turn the video off.
Is that better?
Yeah, let's try that. Let's see if that'll work better.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. So basically, what we're doing now is, you can see the hours here, entry level, and then we are updating these two courses, which are the firewall course here, and the names are going to be changed. This is basically our EDU 210, install, configure, and manage the firewall, which is these are the academic courses. We took that course and aligned it to the NICE framework, and so they're updating the names when we update this in the fall to Pan OS 10. And then we're going to have future course offerings here. I think this cloud security management, is the one that is going to be coming out at the end of May. It's the first release of this course will not have labs, but the update, when we go to the update of the course, it will. So these courses are in the works, and the initial releases will probably come out without labs, and then future updates will have labs. Which aligns to basically what we've done is taken our curriculum and aligned it to how Palo Alto Networks product lines are structured, so that you really see that what we're doing in the Academy aligns to what we're doing from an industry perspective. And let's see, so this shows you what the labs are for each of the updated, the new courses and the updated courses. As you can see, these aren't specific to Palo Alto Networks products. So they're really teaching those entry level skill set. And then the enterprise courses or the firewall courses, you can see these labs are very specific to our firewall. And basically anyone that's not currently in an academy can go out and
Kim, could
yep,
you go back just
yeah.
a second? Go back just
Sure.
a second to the slide that showed the labs. It took it a while to come in. Give it a second.
Oh, this one here.
Yep. Yeah.
with the
Let that
foundation?
sit
Okay.
there for a second because
Sure.
everybody didn't get a chance to really see that. So.
Okay, no worries. So yeah, you can see here that, and all of these labs, while you guys are taking a look at that, all of these labs are free and hosted and available through NDG Online through June of 2020. So we really want to make the entry level courses available to everyone that joins the academy. And if you already have NetLab or getting support for NetLab, all these labs to your instance.
So now you can go forward. Thank you.
You know, option. Okay, great. No problem. Thanks, Kelly. I'll kind of keep that in mind. I know I'm not on the best bandwidth, so I apologize for that.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's telling me here it's unstable. Did this slide build, Kelly? Can you guys see the next slide of the lab?
Yes, we see it. Firewalls EDU 210. Yep.
Yeah, so this is the next level. As you can see, all of these labs are very specific to Palo Alto Networks. And you can teach the commercial version, which is the EDU 210, or the academic versions, which right now are CIC and CPC. The labs are all the same. It's just when we aligned the EDU 210 to the NICE framework, the National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education, we had to add a lot of content to make it a more succinct alignment. So it's just really more academic friendly and has a lot more support for students. And then anybody that's not an academy can create an account on our Moodle site, our hosted Moodle site, and you can enroll in our evaluation courses to see 1 or 2 modules of each course. You can get a feel for the curriculum. Then here talks about the labs. As I mentioned, the entry level labs are free and available through June of 2020. So all you need is a device like a Chromebook and internet access. The administrator labs, if you're using the hosted online NetLab solution, is $50 per learner for 6 months of access. If you have NetLab Plus VE, then as an academy, all the labs can be pushed to your own NetLab VE. If you, for the administrator labs, if you don't want to use NDG Online Labs and you don't have NetLab Plus, then you can request our VM50 licenses for free. And with running VMware Workstation Pro on laptops with sufficient memory, you can set up the administrator lab. So that's another option at that level. You can test drive any of the labs with an EDU email at netdevgroup.com/demo. If you're not an academy, we have an online academy application and agreement. That's how you would enroll. And then as long as you're a degree granting institution of higher education or a high school, will accept you. And then we'll send you a welcome email with how to get started, how to access the courses, the self-paced training, the online class schedule for the summers, and all of that. And then here we have some great references on career materials. If you're not familiar with cyber.org, they have a lot of great career profiles. We have a career guide as well that highlights people and how they got started at Palo Alto Networks. NCWIT has a lot of great information as well about pathways, and our cybersecurity survival guide, which is basically the book that aligns to each of the 4 fundamentals courses, is freely available and downloadable to anyone. This is more technical. These are more really about the career, and this is really more about starting to learn about the industry. So this just gives additional references where you can go to our website to enroll, who we have in the academy. You can definitely email me versus the academy at paloaltonetworks.com email. In the backup, you'll see we have Cyber Aces. I like to talk about this. These are 16 activities across 4 themes and 4 age bands that anyone can freely download. They're great if you're working with high schools. If you want to join a career day, you might be doing a summer program. Anyone, and they're freely available and they're very well done. We partnered with cyber.org and we own these lessons, but they're very knowledgeable in the K-12 space and are actually working on national standards for cybersecurity in the K-12 space right now. This shows you the NIST NICE framework alignment. So in the backup, we have, how do these courses align to the NIST NICE framework? And then how would you search for potential jobs? And then this talks about the evolution of how and the target for the PCCSA that we updated to the PCCET. And finally, how what we're doing in the academy aligns to what we're doing in the industry to prepare for certification. So these just kind of give you that alignment. So that's pretty much it. I will also put mine out in the chat, and I'm not sure, I haven't been monitoring the chat, so I'm going to stop sharing if anybody has any questions.
There were a couple, but I think Brandon, by the way, Brandon, I believe has changed into his Palo Alto shirt now. You'll notice that he's
Oh my
pretty
God,
much,
I love it.
yeah, if you give us your swag, we will wear it. Just for those of you who are part of industry programs here, be aware we will wear your swag. But yeah, again, folks, Brandon is my lead contact for Palo Alto and for VMware. So if you have questions, then definitely do that. Send them to either Kim or to Brandon. We'll try to help you. There are a lot of different ways to offer these labs, and there's a large number of different offerings from the Palo Alto Cybersecurity Academy. And so it's a great way to add in additional materials, especially, like I said, with next generation firewalls. As you know, networking, the network CCNA security, they actually did not rewrite the labs for any newer next generation firewall devices. So we really don't have anything in the Cisco Academy that deals with firewalls. I mean, we had CCNA security that had the, the ASAs in it, but now they've kind of made those optional. So we really don't have anything but next generation firewall. So a great way to teach your students those next generation firewall feature sets and knowledge is through the Palo Alto networks. Now, here's a good question. Kim, what is the cost to become an academy? And Brandon?
Oh, okay, great. So it doesn't cost anything. You're never going to be charged a fee to join the Palo Alto Networks Academy. Basically, obviously to do applied learning, there could be some indirect costs, but you're in the driver's seat there. So, to get access to, becoming an academy, that's totally, you have that as far as like, knowing that depending on how you want to do things or what resources are available to you. I would also say, somebody else asked here, I see in the chat about if you've been through the PCNSA training. So you don't need to go through another class if you've already taken the firewall class for the firewall. Obviously, when we update to Pan OS 10.0, there will probably be some updates. I don't know that you would need to go through the whole firewall class. Probably they just look at the things that are, deltas. When that gets updated, I would say for the lower level classes, if you're already teaching networking, then the foundation and the NetSec, you probably don't need to go through. I would recommend if you're going to teach Cloud Sec or the SOC class that you go through the self-paced and at least do the labs and review it if you plan to teach those. But obviously, if you already are teaching some of these skills, the goal isn't to make you relearn or redo what you already know, but to make sure that you have access to the materials to feel comfortable delivering the content and can be successful at it.
And one of the things, there's a good question here. One thing that Mike has said, Mike's at Foresight Tech, and I will always tell you what I think is the best thing for your students, not necessarily what's best just for any particular academy program. And what he is doing there, where he takes the first half of the Cisco router and switch security and then marries that to the Palo Alto firewall class. To me, that's an awesome class because now they know how to do security on the Cisco routers and switches, and then you teach them the next generation firewall. And so they're getting both, and they're able, anytime you can put on your resume that multiple vendors equipment, you're doing better. Now, Jared also asked, is there any cost for equipment? No. If you are using the local, if you want to use the labs locally on devices at your academy, you can use the virtualized firewalls, and those firewalls are free. The license are free. Good question here. Can you, Kim, post the Palo Alto Academy website into the chat?
Sure, I'll do that right now.
Brandon may have already done it.
You beat me to it.
Gotcha, Kim. Gotcha.
Thank you.
So, like I
You're
said,
such a show off. You're such a show off.
He is. You should have heard him when I said, why don't you change shirts between the VMware and the Palo Alto meeting? He was like, oh, I got to do that. He had to run home and get his shirts. So, but Thank you very much, Kim. Any other questions? Like I said, I think it's an excellent thing to add. It's no cost. So it's one of those things. The other thing we could do down the road is, exactly, Rick, he's trying to get more shirts.
Yeah.
What we could do down the road too is obviously we support a lot of you with giving you NetLabs access. We can try to help you out if you need access to Palo Alto labs. In fact, it's funny talking about those free labs. More than likely, if anybody has done those free labs, they've been on our systems and just didn't know it, because those have been running on our portal system, but in the background. It's just we've been doing it as part of our NSF grant with NDG. So
Mike has a question.
Absolutely.
Mike, okay, go ahead. Mike, do you have a question?
No, sorry, that was from earlier. Sorry,
Oh, okay,
I'll
okay.
take down my hand.
That's okay.
No worries.
I'm going to Kim, take away your co-host permission so you
Sure,
can't.
no
Kim,
problem.
there's another question for Kim. Kirby asked, can you speak on the fuel site for instructor resources, which is a great resource, by the way.
Yeah, so we have a private fuel community. So when you become a member, you get information on how to access it. And we post like the summer trainings there. We have all the self-paced faculty training links there. We have the Moodle request form there. We have the VM request form link. So it's really like a one-stop shopping for everything related to the Academy. I will say this, which Kelly spoke on, is that, we don't require you to teach our courses verbatim. You can use sections or portions in other courses. So it's really, you have that academic freedom to use it in the best way possible to meet your students' needs and how your curriculum is structured. So, it's very flexible. I'm happy to, answer any questions. I really appreciate you giving me the time to kind of share information on the Academy today and your patience with my bad video connection today.
Do not worry. We deal with that every day here. That's one of the reasons I have to come in the office, because my internet is so slow at home. So, but thank you very much. Any last questions here? I'm going to share my screen. I just posted everyone into chat the SurveyMonkey link. If you would please do that survey for me. April has been the ASC month. So I greatly appreciate everyone spending multiple hours with us. It looks like now we're going to end up with around 6 hours, well, like 7 or 8 hours of content for you. So I've been very, very pleased with the attendance. We got 28 people here, and then actually, like I said, the online recordings have been viewed between 40 and 50 times each time. So thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. So please fill out the survey. Let me know what you think. If this is useful, then we'll try to start doing maybe one every month or one every other month. 2 hours is getting together and being able to share ideas and just contact you and talk to you. Please do also check and make sure you're getting my MailChimp emails, which that's how I've been sending all this information out to you. If you're not getting them, then let me know so I can check. Obviously, most of you are, but you may want to check if your main contacts, check with all your instructors and make sure they're getting my emails, because they should be getting them. Of course, that means they had to opt in inside of NetAcad to get information from NetAcad. So again, thank you, everyone. I hope you have found this useful, and I hope everyone stays safe and well. And as you move into the end of the spring semester, I hope everybody has a great summer and stay safe. So hold on one second and I will stop the recording.